y'all. So thank you for joining me. My name is G. I'm coming to you right from my house, on my couch, in quarantine, like everybody else. And I'm basically coming to you to present a new platform, a new journey, I guess, that I'm embarking on. And it's called Substantial Evidence. As you all know, my Instagram name is pretty substantial. Um, and the whole backing of this is basically to provide a platform, a discussion about policy, not politics at all. I think we get enough of politics over the on social media, in the news, as far as candidates being messy towards each other, which kind of takes away from the actual policies um, that we need to know and understand. Because it affects all of us. It affects us, our kids, our parents, grandparents. It affects everybody. All right, so some background about me, just so you know that I do kind of have some experience in this. I've been working with the government for about 8 years, and I recently just completed my master's degree in public administration, which is government basically, with a concentration in national security. And I just know that a lot of people in my generation, or just people in general, we kind of don't understand like what a policy really entails or what it means to us and how it affects our daily lives. So this project was created to kind of explain that. I want to hear from you guys. Email me, send me a message, anything. Just let me know what you think about this, or any topics that you want to discuss. And yeah, that's it. Just sit with me. I'm gonna provide you some facts, and then you do what you want to do with those facts. I'm not here to sway you either way. If you are a conservative or if you are a liberal, that is none of my business. I just want to give you the information so you can make educated decisions. I know many of you have seen the last two debates, the presidential debate and the vice presidential debate. If you haven't seen them, you've definitely seen the memes, or you've heard about them on the news. We know that that first presidential debate was a disaster. Like, that's just what it was. I know the vice presidential debate was better. But for me, outside of the obvious topics that are very high and controversial, there's one in particular that I don't think enough light was shed upon. So this is kind of hard to make a decision as far as voting is concerned about that. And that was court packing. Now, both Republican candidates kind of decided to hound in on the Democratic candidates about were they planning to pack the courts, or even the moderators, both of them discussed that as well. Were they planning to pack the courts? And the Democrats, they really just didn't give a response for that. And there's a reason to that. What I believe is a reason to that. Anyway, so just some background. Court packing is the acts or the power a president can have to either expand or contract the Supreme Court justices. Now, as we all know, there are 9 Supreme Court justices, which there is a opening right now for Supreme Court justice because one recently passed away, Mrs. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She recently passed away, and Trump has already had a nominee, Amy Coney Barrett, who has very different views from Ms. Ginsburg. So that has been controversial in itself. The Democrats want that seat to be closed after the election. Obviously, Trump is trying to close it before the election. So I don't know. That's the politics of it. That's just the whole going back and forth thing. But what does that mean for us? So basically, court packing, like I said, is expanding the justices' seats. So in the 1930s, I think it was like 1937, Franklin D. Roosevelt came up with the idea of expanding the courts to 15 to kind of level the playing field in the conservative and liberal aspect. Now, it was shot down by Congress then, and it might be shot down by Congress now if it's ever really brought up and trying to be passed into law as a power for the president. So anyway, I know you're probably trying to figure out like what is the big deal about expanding or contracting the courts. It's pretty much frowned upon by, I'm not gonna say most. I know it's been a more conservative frown rather than a liberal frown. And then part of that could be because of most of the justices that are on the Supreme Court right now, they have a conservative background. So, in a liberal standpoint, it may be seen as a plus. But if you are a conservative and the Supreme Court justice is already conservative, you're not really looking to expand things. So that's why it's kind of frowned upon. And it's the whole court packing issue, giving that power to the president. It's kind of it's taking the power away from the people in a sense, that he has that much, or she, whomever, has that much power to put in who they want to or take out who they want to. Which, I mean, it's still a very important decision because that's a lifelong appointment. Like, once you are a Supreme Court justice, you're a Supreme Court justice to the day you die. So, and I think that's a big reason as to why the Democrats did not discuss that in the presidential election, because of the Trump's actions over the last 4 years and the state of our economy, the pandemic. Like I said, I'm sitting in my living room right now. I think we all are. Republicans are talking about voting Democrat, and like, that's not, Republicans and Democrats, that's like blood versus what is it? Blood versus whoever, the Crips. Yeah, it's blood versus Crips. Like, that's how serious they take this. So for Republicans to say that they are considering voting for Democratic nominees, that's a huge thing in itself. However, just because you decide to vote for a Democratic nominee does not mean that you're still going to 100% agree with everything that they do or everything that they propose. So the fact that it has been rumored that Democrats are proposing to pack the court if they do win the presidential seat, that could be a turning off point for conservatives who have decided that they were going to give their vote to Biden-Harris. So I think that's part of the reason why neither Biden or Harris decided to discuss that particular topic during the presidential debate. So that's all I have for you guys today. We will talk more and more about this, or about other topics, not this one in particular, but other topics. And yeah, I hope to hear from you guys. Like, share, please comment. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know how you feel about this. If you have topics that you want to discuss, let's talk about them. Like, I don't got nothing but time. Let's do this.